Alrighty. Hello, everyone. This is Blitzball Champ back here with a brand new YouTube video. So I have been looking forward to recording this video after getting home today. So this video, I'm going to be reflecting and looking back on my experience on my first ever Raleigh Supercon. That's right. I went to Raleigh Supercon this past weekend of July 27th through the 29th. That's Friday through Sunday. This was at the Raleigh Convention Center in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the same venue as Animazement that I've been to for the past 10 years. So yeah, I really wanted to just spend some time and just, talk about my experience, my first experience at Raleigh Supercon. It was quite an experience. I had a ton. This is an understatement, but I had a ton of fun. This con was such a blast, and I really have just so much to share. So let's get right on into it. First off, let me go ahead and show you what the badge looks like. So here was my badge. I pre-ordered a 3-day pass for Raleigh Supercon. That's the front of it, and then here's the back of it. It has the information there, the exhibition hours, the convention hours, hashtag, and the social media. So for all those that pre-ordered their badges, were able to actually pick them up on July 26th, which was Thursday evening. And after I left work early that day to head over to the convention center because I knew traffic was going to be crazy. And when I got there, I only had to spend maybe like 15 minutes waiting in line because literally the line was going fast, which I really, really loved the fact that you just go in, you get your QR code scan, and bam, you get your badge. Badge pickup was for 3-day pass owners and VIP owners. So I really liked how they did this, and I really feel like Animazement could learn a lot from this. But when you pre-order the ticket, you get a QR code, and you could either pull it up on your phone, or you can print the ticket out, and the QR code will be on your ticket. So I just pulled out my phone. I had it saved on my phone, and bam, they scan it. You get your badge. You're done. It was that quick, and I just really, really liked how well that worked. So I really, really hope that in the future they continue to do that, and that Animazement could definitely learn from that, because waiting in line for hours, at least an average of an hour to get a badge at Animazement is just flat out ridiculous. But anyway, so that was all that I did Thursday, just pick up my badge. So Friday, this was mainly the day that I spent the most amount of time in the exhibition hall area for the meet and greets. So pretty much the exhibition hall area, they had a couple of different sections. They had a section for professional photo ops where everybody would go and line up to get a professional photo shoot with the different celebrities. Each celebrity had a certain time slot, and I actually I didn't do one until Saturday, but pretty much the way it works is you go in, you redeem your QR code for the ticket, and then you get in line, and you present the ticket and you just go right on in. You get your photo taken, go right on out, and they have a bunch of different printers, and you wait for your photo to come out. You get it, bam, you're done. So I really like how they did that. It was very simple, very easy, and straight to the point. I really, really like how they did that. So, as far as the meet and greets, on Friday, first priority was Steve Bloom. The meet and greet area opened up at around noon. Steve Bloom didn't arrive until a little after 1:15. Like some of the special guests arrived on time, and others arrived maybe 30 minutes to an hour or so later. But I waited for about an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes for Steve Bloom, because when he got there, he still had to like set up his booth, so that still took some time before he started taking autographs and photos. So yeah. So for those of you that don't know Steve Bloom, he does the voice of Spike Spiegel from the anime Cowboy Bebop, one of my all-time favorite anime. He also does the voice of Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII, Mugen from Samurai Champloo, Wolverine from the X-Men. Does a lot of great voices. Got a chance to meet him. I got my Cowboy Bebop collectors, or not collectors, but complete series Blu-ray autographed by Mr. Steve Bloom himself. Right there in the upper corner. And as you can see across the bottom was the signature that I got from Shinichiro Watanabe back in Animazement of this year. So that was just really, really cool, you know. And of course, the autograph says Jason Bang from Spike. So I thought that was really cool. Steve Bloom, you know, right under it. So thought that was really, really cool. And you know, got to chat with him for a bit. I attended his Q&A panel, which was really, really informative. Really, really enjoyed that. Let's see. I also went ahead and met up with each of the Overwatch cast that they had at the con. So it was five. It was five. You had Lucio, voiced by Johnny Cruz. You had Chris Parson, who was Junkrat. You had Theodore Chen. I don't even know if I said his name correctly, but does the voice of Zenyatta. Elise Zhang did the voice of May, and Josh Petersdorf, who did Roadhog. So I got to I took a selfie with each of them, and I had the Funko Pop figure for each of their characters. So I actually took the pictures while holding the their respective characters. So thought that was really cool. Let's see, who else did I meet that day? Met Rachel Ellering from Queens of Combat Pro Wrestling. She's the daughter of Paul Ellering, who was a Hall of Famer, also you know, famous for his managing back in the old school WWE days, and just, you know, from way back when. But yeah, he is the daughter of Paul Ellering. Let's see, who else did I get to meet? Well, who else did I meet? I'm trying to think. Friday specifically. I want to say that's everybody that I met Friday specifically. Let's see. For panels, like I said, I did the Steve Bloom panel. I also did the, oh my goodness, I'm just totally blanking out. Friday, really for me, was where I took advantage to get as much of the meet and greets out of the way as possible, because really Friday was not as much of a packed day as far as, compared to Saturday and Sunday. Like Saturday and Sunday, it was like literally the most packed out of the whole weekend. And the wait in line Friday morning for them to open up the con took about an hour or so. The only unfortunate thing that happened was somebody had suffered from a heat stroke, I believe. I think I heard that happened, and somebody had gotten carried inside the con. So I really, really do hope and pray whoever that was, that they're okay and that they were able to recover. I know it was hot. It was pretty hot that morning. I always try to stay hydrated, but I really, really hope that whoever that was, that person was okay and was able to continue on with the con. Let's see. Also did the Queens of Combat pro wrestling show both nights. It was Friday evening and Saturday evening. Both shows were great. I sat front row on both, so that was really, really cool and very action packed. That was my first experience with Queens of Combat. I know that they have done shows out in Gibsonville, North Carolina, and I believe also in Concord as well. And I heard quite a bit about them, but never saw them in action. So that was really good that Queens of Combat came out for Raleigh Supercon and did 2 shows. That was really, really cool, and they were great. The crowd was very much into it, and it was so awesome. As a big pro wrestling fan, loved it, loved it, loved it. So getting into some of the other guests that I met going into like Saturday, got to meet Trish Stratus. I took a selfie with her. So that was really, really cool. Trish Stratus, another WWE Hall of Famer, pretty much like an icon for the WWE Women's Division. I mean, she, was, I think, what, 7-time Women's Champion. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but she really, really, like, Attitude Era, really, really was a pioneer for the women's division, and I just really enjoyed her career in WWE. She's come a long way, and she's done so much in the business. So it was an honor to meet her, and I went to her Q&A panel and got my question answered. I also went to the excuse me. Trish Stratus was Sunday. Her panel was Sunday. The meet and greet I did on Saturday. Same thing with Rey Mysterio. His Q&A was on Sunday. The meet and greet I did on Saturday. Rey Mysterio, great guy. Another one that I was able to get a question in on this Q&A panel, but great guy. Really, Rey Mysterio was what helped me to get my first taste of Lucha Libre. Dating all the way back to WCW. Was really big into the cruiserweight division, and he's one of the first ones that I really, really, really pulled me in. The style, the Lucha Libre, the cruiserweight division. It was just, that was what reeled me in. So very, very thankful, and was such an honor to meet Rey Mysterio. Let's see. Other panels that I went to. I went to the Kevin Conroy. I went to his panel. Those of y'all that don't know, he was the voice of Batman and the Batman the Animated Series, Batman Arkham Asylum video game, um, and it was just so cool when he came out for his Q&A panel. One of the first things he did after he was introduced was he did the voice of Batman. He did the line, you know, I am vengeance, I am the knight, I am Batman. He did that whole voice line, and the crowd went crazy. Like, it was so awesome. And when they did the Supercon selfie after the Q&A panel, I got a chance to shake his hand, so that was really cool. Let's see. Also did the autograph session with Caitlyn Glass and Erica Lindbeck. Caitlyn Glass, she's done a whole bunch of different voices, but what I got autographed was my copy of Street Fighter V that I've also had autographed by others in the past. So if you look here, so there is Kyle Herbay's signature. He did the voice of Ryu. Right here is Lauren Londa, who did the voice of Karen Kanzuki. And then up here is Caitlyn Glass's autograph, and she did the voice of Cammy. So got 3 signatures on here, and yeah, she was really, really cool. Very, very attractive too. And then for Erica Lindbeck, I got her to autograph my copy of Persona 5. You can see there, it's in like the gold writing right on top of Futaba Sakura, which is who she voiced. She did the voice, did the English voice of Futaba Sakura in Persona 5, and I highly recommend RPG fans, Persona fans that haven't gotten a chance to play this game. You should definitely play this game. This was literally my 2017 Game of the Year pick, and I highly recommend playing it. I have beaten it. I've gotten the bad ending and the best ending in it, and it was totally worth it. So definitely pick this game up. You won't regret it. Let's see. So on a slightly negative note, one of the special guests that was supposed to be there, actually 2 of them, Karen Gillian and Pom Klementieff, who did Nebula and Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, apparently management pulled them from Raleigh Supercon at the last minute, so they were not able to attend. I was so bummed out because I really, 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 really wanted to meet Pom, but thankfully, because I had pre-ordered a pro photo op with her, but thankfully I was able to either get a refund, do an upgrade, or swap it out with a different guest. So I decided to swap hers out for Amy Jo Johnson, which I got to meet her and also attended her Q&A panel. For those that don't know, Amy Jo Johnson is the original Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it was so awesome listening to her in the Q&A session, and just, you know, she still looks great. And yeah, I got the professional photo op with her, so check it out. Pretty cool, eh? We look great together. You know, we look great together. But she was super, super nice, and it was just an honor to get a chance to meet her. I also attended the Karate Kid Q&A panel, which featured 3 of the cast of Cobra Kai, and the 3 were, of course, the main superstar, Ralph Macchio, William Zakba, who was Johnny Lawrence, and Martin Kove, who was the Sensei John Kreese. And I have to say that it's funny, like, because I got my question answered. It's so funny, like, seeing the three of them, a long time ago as a kid, when the first Karate Kid came out. I want to say I was like, when I first saw that movie, I might have been like 7, 6 or 7. Yeah, something like that. But then, seeing them now, and they still got it. They still look great. They still did an excellent job. Like, it was phenomenal. And like, I really really enjoyed their Q&A panel. It was also pretty funny. I passed by them in the exhibition hall, and I kept saying "No mercy, no mercy." And it's funny that Martin Cove, in response, said "Sweep the leg." So I thought that was really really funny. But that was a lot of fun interacting with them during that panel. Let's see, who else did I meet? Oh, so on Sunday, I met one of the Four Horsemen, Tully Blanchard. He had a booth set up from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like, and he was only there on Sunday, so got a chance to meet him. And also, another panel that I went to was the Overwatch Cast Q&A panel, which was on Sunday, which featured all 5 cast members. And honestly, I think out of all the panels I went to, I think that one had the most people, and I think was the loudest, had the biggest response. And that was actually how I finished out the con. That was the very last panel that I went to Sunday. So that was a really really excellent panel, and just talking with everybody, when I met them downstairs in the exhibition hall, was just really really cool. And I have to say, just meeting each of the celebrities and just them really taking the time to interact with their fans. Oh, I'm forgetting some people. I also met Zeta Zhang from Queens of Combat. Those that don't know her, she was one of the first participants in the Mae Young Classic, the first ever Mae Young Classic in the WWE. She had the first round match against Shayna Baszler and lost. And we talked for a bit, and I was just explaining to her, I was like, I really wish that match was longer and really got a chance to showcase Zeta, because I mean, really, Zeta had very little like on camera time in NXT. Like, she did a lot of house shows and such, and I was so bummed that she got let go, because I really wanted to see more of her. But thankfully, she wrestled both nights, so it was really great to see more of her in action. She's great. Had fun chatting with her. I also met with the Sea Stars, Ashley Vox and Delmi Exo, and it was so good to see them again. I first met them back at a Chikara show last year, and they were just really really cool, and it was really great to see them in action again. And but yeah, just the Queens of Combat, they really really did an excellent job, and it was just good being able to chat with everyone and catch up. So really really loved that. But as I was saying before, being able to interact with the guests and them just taking the time to just connect with everyone, and just really really made the experience excellent. For me, meeting Steve Bloom was such a dream come true. I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan. That has a special place in my heart, and just getting the opportunity to, within the same year, meet Shinichiro Watanabe and Steve Bloom was just excellent. And it's funny because he was he was very jealous of the fact that I had my Cowboy Bebop also autographed by Watanabe-san, because apparently he was supposed to have lunch with him and never got a chance. So I told him, because he asked, I was like, "Whoa, where'd you meet Watanabe-san?" I was like, "Oh, Animazement, which was a few months ago." So I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, like meeting him was such a dream come true, and just it was so awesome. I also did a little bit of shopping as well, and first off, I want to show. I picked up two copies of this comic called Junior High Horrors. I picked up a copy for me and a copy for a friend of mine. And at the bottom, they're both autographed by the artist Billy Parker. So got to meet him and purchase from his artist booth, and just show a couple of pictures. Just very nicely drawn. Very cool. Here, one more picture. So yeah, definitely looking forward to reading through that. I also picked up a couple of Funko Pop figures, so I wanted to show those off. So I finally found two of the Overwatch Pop figures that I was missing. So I got Farah, which this was her titanium skin, and I was able to get that. Sorry for the glare, but I got Farah, and the remaining big one that I was missing, Winston. So my collection for those, like I got at least one of each of the available characters, and I'm looking forward to the next batch, which is supposed to be coming out in this fall, I believe, because it's supposed to be Torbjorn, Orisa, Hanzo, Genji, oh, and Doomfist. So yeah, definitely looking forward to picking up those. I also got 4 more that when I saw them, I couldn't resist. I could not resist. Leonardo, Raphael, my favorite turtle, Donatello, wait a minute. There weren't just 3 turtles. There were actually 4 turtles. You know which one I'm missing? And apparently this was the really rare one. Of course, the party dude, Michelangelo. But yeah, like I saw those 4, and I couldn't resist. It was very interesting. There were actually a ton of vendors that had Funko Pop figures of like different sorts, different series, new, old, rare, some that have been vaulted. Like, I was really surprised. I think I ran into at least 7 different vendors that carried the Funko Pop figures, and I'm sure there were probably more. But yeah, I was just pretty impressed with that. I didn't even see that many at Animazement. But yeah, those were the figures that I picked up. So yeah, continuing to add on to that collection. Let's see. What did I do for food? Oh, pretty much for lunch and dinner, pretty much ate Chinese food. Straight Chinese food from the place called Firewalk in downtown Raleigh. I mean, it was cheap, but it was filling. Also, want to give a shout out to Andrew Yancey and Emily Yancey for hanging out with me during the con and treating me to dinner. Y'all did not have to do that. Thank you so much. I owe y'all. Um, but like overall, just oh, another negative. I did not really take as many pictures as I was hoping for. And I mean, I'll be honest, over the years, like just from like the previous cons that I've done, just it seems like after every year I just take lesser and lesser pictures. Not that I mean to do that, but just I don't know. Like it's hard for me to explain. Like part of it's laziness and another part is just I mean I, I really don't know how to explain it, but it's just kind of a negative that I've noticed just looking back on the years. But for the most part, uh I really enjoyed this con. Got a lot of exercise as well between walking around and standing in line so much. But it was good hanging out with it's good hanging out with my friend Jesse, which I believe his YouTube is Lancer Mitsu Cosplay, I believe. Do correct me if I said that wrong. Dominique Staples, it was good hanging out with you. Like as I said before, Andrew Yancey and Emily Yancey. Ran into my good friend and former coworker Curtis. It was good meeting up with you. Good running into you. My homeboy Larry Gray and wrestling friend. It was good running into you. But oh, and of course my good friend Rob Potsy Pacek. After not too long ago coming back from San Diego Comic Con, so it was good running into him. But yeah, there's just so many people that I ran into. Philip Lee, Philam Lee, who was dressed up as Shinsuke Nakamura and Tetsuya Naito. Let's see. Who else did I run into? Oh yeah, Brooke Peel, her boyfriend Christian Chia, um, Stephanie Browse. It's good to see her. Um, uh, that's all really that I ran into, or at least some got a chance to hang out with. But realistically, looking back at this whole experience with Raleigh Supercon, like I said, um, one of the best cons I went to. I even liked how well the game room was organized. It was very well organized. They had half of the room dedicated to console games, and they had a variety. It wasn't just fighting games, but it was all sorts of games, platformers, shooters. It was all sorts of games. So it was good to see some variety. They had PCs set up, which was mainly Overwatch and Fortnite, and they had some classic systems. They even had some NES and SNES classics set up, so I thought that was really cool. And then the arcade machines, they had a couple of arcade machines in the halls. So very well organized video game room. And but just like I said, overall this was a great experience. Great list of celebrities, all sorts. And oh, I didn't even show the program. So this was the program for this year's Raleigh Supercon. Here's the back of it. And what was pretty cool was the app was really handy as far as keeping up with the schedule and everything like that, just at my disposal. But it was really cool. Had a couple of the different artists and guests on here. But for the most part, it was very straightforward. And really just Raleigh Supercon really caters to um, gamers, comic book fans, pro wrestling fans, anime fans, movie fans of many different generations. And like, this is definitely the con that caters to all of the above. So that's one thing that I really, really liked about this. Not to take away from Animazement. I mean, Animazement is mostly anime, some gaming here. That's mainly the biggest gist of it. But Raleigh Supercon is very, very diverse. Really hits on many different areas. And just I would highly recommend this con to any and everybody out there. Um, like I said, a lot of positives, very, very few negatives. There was one minor negative, just with the scheduling of the meet and greet, just like when everybody's like available. Like, I feel like if they were just a little bit more specific, because the main thing with the celebrity guests, they were all in the meet and greet area unless they were on a break or doing a panel. So I just wish there would be, and even some areas had signs that showed when they would be back. But it would just really have been good, like if they kind of included that in the schedule. I mean, but like I said, it's very minor. It's just something that I would do, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. Um, but realistically, there were very, very little negatives about this con. And I just really, going forward, like I said, I just really see myself like next year. I would love to go to this one to be my main. But as far as going to Animazement and Raleigh Supercon, I honestly don't see it. I just don't see it happening. The gap is so close to each other. Because, I mean, Animazement's near the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. And Raleigh Supercon is, near end of July. So the gap is kind of small. And it can get pretty expensive. Um, but just Animazement, just not. I've been to 11 straight Animazements, with 10 of them being at the Raleigh Convention Center. It's little by little going downhill in numbers and just overall experience. So, maybe this is maybe going to Raleigh Supercon, maybe this is letting me know that my season with Animazement might be over. It really depends on if my friends want to go, or depends on what guests that they can bring to Animazement. But I really feel like Raleigh Supercon, has really, I've talked to some people and they say that this year was better than last year, and that it's just improving and improving. From getting your tickets to just getting through the lines to the meet and greets and everything like that. So, I was really happy with how they handled that. And I really hope that Animazement could take notes from that and apply to how they do do Animazement going forward. But like I said, I really, really enjoyed this con, and it was an excellent weekend. And I definitely, definitely, Lord willing, look forward to attending Raleigh Supercon next year. And I highly, highly recommend any that see this to definitely check out Raleigh Supercon. One thing I did want to leave with before I cut this. So apparently, this is for all those that purchased a VIP pass, which I don't remember the exact price, but I want to say it was like $200. I'm very curious. Like, aside from just getting through the lines faster and the VIP exclusive parties, I wonder, for those watching that bought a VIP pass, how was the experience? And were the VIP passes worth it? Did you get your money's worth out of them? And I'll probably post this question on the Facebook group as well. But I'm really curious, like, is it worth going for? Like, if, I have the money, is it worth purchasing? So just, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But anyway, this was a great con, and I look forward to attending next year's Raleigh Supercon. Be sure to check out my highlight video to get an idea of all that I did over the weekend. And yeah, comments, likes, subscribe, you know the deal. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ signing off. Take care. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much.